Slick, slick.
Wait till that mother start hitting that body.
Yeah.
Alvarez hit that mother body.
Look how slick. Mike, look how slick he is.
Oh, he's gonna get.
In August of 2024 against Israel Madrimov to make him a 4-division champion. That's it. That's all. He hasn't fought since then.
With Crawford, I think gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them. If they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go around.
Mike Tyson issued a warning to Terence Crawford after joining Canelo Alvarez at the press conference, stating that Crawford is far too small to compete with Canelo. Tyson insisted there is no realistic chance for Crawford to win against the Mexican champion and believes the matchup is one fans have little interest in seeing. His comments added a sharp edge to the pre-fight discussion, fueling debate about whether the fight should happen at all.
That Terence Crawford is simply too small and doesn't have a chance to beat Canelo Alvarez. I am Mike Tyson. He says that this is a fight that nobody calls for. It's just simply too much of a size difference. Shannon Briggs is the believer in styles make fights, skill set, and the skill set of Canelo Alvarez versus the skill set of Terence Crawford favors the skill set of Terence Crawford, not only just to win, but to possibly stop Canelo Alvarez for the first time in his career. Now, Canelo Alvarez is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is a first ballot Hall of Famer. Terence Crawford is 4-division champion, undefeated, 2-division undisputed champion. Canelo Alvarez is a 4-division champion, 2-time undisputed super middleweight champion, and reigning undisputed super middleweight world champion, with a record of 63 wins, 2 losses, 2 draws, 39 wins by way of knockout.
Gabe Rosado, a respected veteran of the boxing world, shared his perspective on the potential clash between Terence Crawford and Canelo Alvarez. In Rosado's view, Crawford lacks the power necessary to truly hurt Canelo. He acknowledged Crawford's technical skills, movement, and precision, but emphasized that against a fighter as strong and physically imposing as Canelo, those attributes might not be enough. Rosado pointed out that Canelo has faced and absorbed the punches of some of boxing's hardest hitters without breaking, which raises doubts about Crawford's ability to cause real damage. For Rosado, the gap in physical strength and durability presents one of the biggest challenges Crawford would have to overcome in this matchup.
I don't see how Crawford could hurt Canelo, because Canelo's been in there with Kovalev. He's been in there with Bivol. You know what I'm saying? He's been in there with big punchers. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can a guy that's really a 47-pounder, even though he's up in weight, I don't see how he can hurt Canelo. You know what I'm saying? It just feels completely, because your body is different to absorbing a bigger blow. So, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, when I sparred the guys in the lower weight classes and they hit me, bro, it's like, no disrespect, but it just feels like you get hit with a pillow. It's just different. It could be a murderous puncher at 147. But if I'm walking around 185 and I'm a solid guy and I'm used to fighting guys, you know, with a different kind of power, and I spar a guy that's a welterweight, it feels like a pillow.
Boxing commentator Showbiz the Adult offered a clear and direct opinion on the matter. He does not believe Terence Crawford can defeat Canelo Alvarez. His reasoning stems from a combination of size, strength, and stylistic mismatches. Showbiz noted that Canelo's experience against elite opposition across multiple weight classes has given him a skill set uniquely suited to neutralizing fighters like Crawford. While acknowledging Crawford's versatility and boxing IQ, Showbiz argued that these qualities alone would not be enough to counteract Canelo's power and ring control. In his view, the matchup heavily favors Canelo, and Crawford would have to produce something extraordinary to change that outcome.
Man Films. What up, Biz? Who you got? Canelo Crawford.
Yeah, got Canelo. I heard the punches that he hit Charlo with. I don't know if Crawford can absorb those punches. I know he's a great man and a great warrior. When you come from 147 to put on a better fight than Charlo, I mean, I don't even know what that means. I don't know if that means that Crawford is so great and he can do that, or that means that Charlo set the bar so damn low that anybody can do better than Charlo did last night.
Do skill really pay the bill? Because that would be tested.
That's why Canelo feels it.
Renowned trainer Robert Garcia expressed concerns about Crawford's decision to put on significant weight to face Canelo. Garcia explained that rapid or substantial weight gain can have serious consequences on a fighter's speed, stamina, and overall sharpness in the ring. He warned that the extra mass might slow Crawford down, diminishing one of his greatest advantages, his quickness. Garcia also addressed the comparison some people have made between Crawford and Floyd Mayweather, calling them misguided. He stressed that Mayweather never bulked up in the same way to face larger opponents, and his success against bigger fighters was based on speed and technique rather than size. According to Garcia, the physical demands of fighting at a much higher weight could put Crawford at a disadvantage before the first bell even rings.
Look, with Crawford, I think gaining too much weight and too much muscle might affect them. If they're thinking of surviving and being able to take a punch and being able to go rounds, then they're trying to maybe go the distance and they'll be happy with that. But I think Crawford's natural talent, Mayweather had it. You know, you guys were just mentioning right now that Mayweather never needed to gain weight and never needed to be heavy to be able to beat those bigger guys. I think Crawford's skills, we give Crawford a chance because we know how good he is, how, you know, his skills, his speed, his combinations. But if he's gaining so much weight, he might not be able to do those. He might not be able to have those same skills when it comes to his speed, his footwork, because of the weight. So we'll see. You know, I just hope he's not just training and getting big to survive and go the distance, because maybe that's a win for him. Maybe he's thinking, if I go the distance with him, that's a big win for me. So, you know, I just hope not. I expect Crawford to actually pull up some runs and maybe even pull up the fight. But if he's too heavy, too big, he's gonna get hit, and he's gonna have to exchange punches, and that's where the danger comes in.
Gary Antoine Russell offered high praise for Canelo Alvarez's mastery of his own boxing style. He described Canelo as a fighter who fully understands his strengths and knows how to maximize them in every bout. In Russell's opinion, Crawford cannot simply take away what Canelo has spent years perfecting. From defensive head movement to well-timed counterpunches and body shots, Canelo's skill set has been refined through top-level competition. Russell acknowledged that Crawford is an adaptable and intelligent fighter, but stressed that Canelo's ability to impose his style makes him a particularly tough challenge. He also noted that when a fighter has reached the level of confidence and efficiency Canelo displays, it becomes extremely difficult for opponents to disrupt that rhythm.
Mastered his style. Now, typically, Latinos, they got their own style versus melanated black people having like more rhythm, more flashiness and panache to their stuff, more swag.
Yeah,
we just fight different than other ethnicities. If you want to throw Amir Khan in there, his ethnicity, he was in and out.
Yeah, that's the European kind of style.
Textbook, you know, but that was his style. Canelo got his style and he mastered it. Terence Crawford cannot take nothing away from him. He's like freakishly good, you know. He go both sides, southpaw, orthodox, you know, and I feel like he adapt well. But it don't take much to get hit, especially these little 8-ounce gloves. He cannot slip up. He cannot slip up. He gonna have to stay set from bing to bing from round 1 to 12, and he better be in shape. I'm talking about like not 12-round shape. I'm talking about like 16-round shape.
Former world champion Chris Algieri provided insight into the challenges fighters face when moving up in weight. He explained that gaining size changes the way a fighter feels in the ring, affecting timing, movement, and endurance. Algieri noted that while Crawford might look bigger on fight night, the additional weight would not necessarily translate into increased strength or power. He emphasized that fighting at an unfamiliar weight can be tricky, especially against an opponent who is comfortable at that size. According to Algieri, while Crawford's skill level remains world-class, the physical adjustment to a heavier frame could influence his performance, particularly in the later rounds when stamina becomes critical.
Alvarez. So that's another aspect of that comparison. And yes, you know, to exactly what the champ said, exactly what Abel Sanchez said, you know, you're going to put on weight, you're going to be a different fighter. And I can say this even as a fighter as myself, as I've gotten heavier in my retirement, I try and move around the gym, it just feels different. And even when you start camp, you feel different in the beginning than you do at the end. But listen, we're still 4 or 5 weeks away. I don't know exactly what Terence is weighing right now. And even if he does say what he weighs, man, he's gone out there and said he's weighed, all types of crazy numbers just to get media to respond. So it's really not really going to know until the fight. We see these guys next to each other. He might look bigger right now, but he might not be that heavy. He might still be in the range that these guys are targeting for the fight itself. But I will say this, if you look at it historically, Floyd Mayweather, when he fought Canelo Alvarez, Floyd was 36 years old. Canelo was a young man. I think he was 21 or something like that, or 23, under 23, whatever the case may be. Floyd came in how Floyd always comes in. He didn't try to put on weight for that fight. I think he came in 150 pounds, like he always did in his big fights, and even at 36 years old. And it was his speed, it was his technical proficiency, it was his skill and his jab, which is what gave Canelo fits all night long and eventually why he lost 11 rounds to 1. So I don't know that Crawford really needs to be packing on this muscle. And I have actually argued in my own head. I'm like, yeah, but he's older. He's not Floyd. Floyd was 36 when they fought.
A boxing analyst weighed in with a strong position that Canelo Alvarez will not lose to Terence Crawford. The reasoning was straightforward. Crawford cannot hurt Canelo, and without the ability to earn his respect through power, the fight becomes an uphill battle. The analyst added that Crawford is unlikely to withstand Canelo's heavy punches over the course of 12 rounds, given the physical difference between the two. The combination of Canelo's proven chin, strength, and ability to control range could leave Crawford struggling to mount a sustained offense. While respecting Crawford's accomplishments, the analyst firmly predicted that Canelo's physicality and resilience would prove decisive.